verdict must be unanimous. I urge you to deliberate honestly and thoughtfully. You are faced with a grave responsibility. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Gum? Gum? Anyone gum? Gum? Gum?
Thank you for letting us know.
What, do you know some?
I know lots of things. I'm an advertiser.
And you know what? It's hot.
Well, I never would have known if she hadn't told me, would you?
I suppose not. I kind of forgot.
I've been sweating all day.
I bet you aren't sweating like that kid who was drunk.
You'd think they at least have air conditioning in this place. I almost dropped in court.
Please, my taxes are high enough.
This should go fast. Anyway.
Okay, ladies and gents, everyone's here. If you need anything, I'll be right outside. Just knock.
Did she lock that door?
Yes, he did.
What do they think we are? Crooks?
They locked us up for a little while.
Then they lock that kid up forever, and that's okay by me.
I never knew they did that.
Sure. They locked the door. What do you think?
I don't know. It just never occurred to me.
Alright, shall we agree that it is quite humid and our tempers are short?
It's been agreed on me.
I feel just fine.
I wonder what's been going on down at the office. You know how it is in advertising. In 6 days, my job could be gone. And the whole company, too. They're not gonna like this. Well, think of it as no duty. Well, I didn't object to doing my duty. I just mentioned that I might not have a job when I get back.
Well, ask him to hire you. He's rich and could soon.
Is it custom tailored?
Yes, it is.
I have another custom tailored.
Oh, really? How does he live?
Not too well. You know, a friend of his, that's a friend of custom tailor. Why, his friend wanted to be on this jury in my place.
Why didn't you let him? I would have done anything to miss this.
And get caught or something. You know what kind of a fine you can pay for anything like that. Anyway, this friend of mine was on a jury. About 10 years ago, case, just about. So what happened? They let him off. Reasonable doubt. And do you know, about 8 years later, they found out that he'd actually done it anyway. A guilty man, a murderer, was turned loose in the streets.
Did they get him?
They couldn't.
Why not?
They can't hold a man in double jeopardy. Unless it's a hung jury, charging him twice for the same crime.
Well, that's not going to happen here.
6 days. They should have finished it soon. Talk. Did you ever hear so much talk about nothing?
Well, I guess they are entitled.
Yeah, I think it's a fair trial. That's the system. Suppose you can't say anything against it.
I'd like a business about the night. Have you ever heard of phone your story?
Well, look at the kind of people they are. You've got to expect that.
He bought a switch that night.
And then he lost it.
A hole in his pocket.
A hole in his father. Faithful justice is an awful way to die. Again, look at the kind of people they are. You know them.
What's wrong? Got a cold?
A Lulu. Hot weather colds can kill someone.
Yes. I got one when I was on vacation too last year.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take seats.
All right, this better be quick. I gotta take it to Buzz alone. And it seems like I'm the only gal who hasn't seen it yet. Anyway, Your Honor, start the show.
How about sitting down? The woman at the window? How about sitting down?
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, it's a tough figure, isn't it? I mean, kid killed his father. Just like that. Well, that's the other thing. They let the kids run wild these days. Maybe. Serves them right.
Well, there are better persons some emotionally have dislike for some good.
And we all agreed that it was hot. And our tempers spoke short.
That's only if we disagree. But this is open and shut, so let's get it done.
All right. Now, you all can handle this any way you want to. I'm not going to make any rules. If we want to discuss it first and then vote, that's one way. Or we can vote right now and see how we stand.
Let's vote right now. Who knows? Maybe we can all go home.
Yeah. Let's see who's winning.
Right, let's vote now.
All right, let's vote.
All right. Is there anybody who doesn't want to vote?
No. Well, that was easy.
All right. Raise your hands for guilty. 11. That's 11 for guilty. Okay, not guilty?
Hey, you're in the field.
11 to 1. 11 guilty, 1 not guilty. Now we know where we stand.
Do you really believe that this kid's not guilty?
I don't know. After 6 days, she doesn't.
In 6 days, I can learn calculus. This is ABC.
Okay, I don't believe this is as simple as ABC.
I never saw a guilty man in my life.
What does a guilty man look like? He is innocent until we prove he is guilty. Are we told in his face?
You sat right in court and heard the same things I did. The man's a dangerous killer, you could see it.
Where do you look to see if a man is a dangerous killer? No, well, maybe you know something I don't. What are the facial characteristics of a killer?
Look, what is there about this case that makes you think this boy is innocent?
He's 19 years old.
That's old enough. He knifed his own father 4 inches into the chest. An innocent little 19-year-old kid.
Alright, I agree with you, the boy's guilty, but I think we should try to avoid motion trial arguments.
Alright, they proved it a dozen different ways. Do you want me to list them?
Huh? Do you believe the kid's stupid little story?
No.
Do you believe the kid's story?
I don't know whether I believe it or not.
So
Maybe
what did you vote not guilty for?
I do 11 votes for guilty. It's not easy for me to just raise my hand and send a boy off to die without talking about it first.
If there's something because I voted fast.
Not necessarily.
Look, I think the boy's guilty. You could change my mind to talk for 100 years.
I don't want to change your mind.
Just what are you thinking of?
I want to talk for a while. Look, this boy's been kicked around all his life. You know, living in the slums. His mother dead since he was 9. That's not a very good head start for a kid. You know, he's a tough, angry kid. You know why slum kids get that way? Because we knock him over the head once a day, every single day. I'm just saying that we owe him a few words. That's all.
Alright, it's hard. You know, it was hard for me. Everything I got, I fought for. I worked my way through college and sure, it was a long time ago, but my point is, yes, I fought, but I never killed.
I know what it's like. I never killed anyone.
Well, I've been kicked around too. Just wait until you worked at an ad agency and the big boys that walk into that buy the advertisements walk in. We all know.
In my country, in Europe, kicking was a science. Let's try to find something better to do than that.
Now, I don't mind telling you this, miss, but you don't owe the kid a thing. I mean, he got a fair trial, didn't he? Do you know how much trials cost? He's lucky he got one. Now, I believe we're all adults here, so I don't think we need you to tell us whether or not we should believe him, knowing what he is. I've lived among them all my life. You can't trust a word they say. You would know that.
I don't know that. What a terrible thing for one to believe. Since when is dishonesty a group characteristic? You have no monopoly on the truth.
Alright, it's not Sunday. We don't need a sermon.
What this woman says is very dangerous.
I don't see any need for arguing like this, alright? We all behave like civilized people.
Yeah, if you insist.
Thank you.
Sure.
Alright, if we're going to discuss this case, why, let's discuss the facts.
I think that's a good point. We have a job to do. Let's do it.
If you people don't mind, I'm going to close the window. It was blowing on my head.
If you don't mind, I'd like to have the window open.
You said it was blowing on me.
Well, it's summer. It's hot. Don't you want a little bit of air?
I was very uncomfortable.
Oh, well, there's 12 people in this room, and it's the only window if you do not mind.
I have some rights too.
So do the rest of us.
Alright. Can't you just trade chairs with someone at the other side of the table?
Fine, I will keep the window open if someone will try it. Please, please, just take my chair. Thank you.
Just make it quick. Shall we get back to the case?
Yeah, let's.
I may have an idea here. I'm just thinking out loud now, but it seems to me that it's up to us to convince that woman that we're right and she's wrong, right? So how about we each talk for a minute or two, you know? Try it on for size? Sounds fair.
Very fair.
Supposing we go once around the table.
Okay, let's start it off.
Right. We'll start with you.
Well, I just want to say that I think the boy is guilty. I mean, I thought that was obvious.
In what way was it obvious?
No one had tried to prove otherwise.
Nobody has to prove otherwise. Innocent until proven guilty. The burden of proof is on the prosecution. The defense counsel doesn't even have to open his mouth. It's in the Constitution, the Fifth Amendment. You've heard of it.
Yes, I've heard of it. What I meant to say is, well, what I just think the boy is guilty.
Just guilty.
Yes.
No reasons.
Yes.
A man's life is at stake here.
Okay, let's get to the facts then. Number one, let's take the old man who lives on the second floor, right underneath where the murder took place. At 10 minutes after 12 on the night of the killing, he heard loud noises coming from that upstairs apartment. He said it sounded like a fight. He heard the kid yell out, "I'm gonna kill you." A second later, a body was heard falling. So he runs to the door of his apartment and he sees the kid running down the stairs and out of the house. He calls the police and they find a knife in the father's chest.
And the coroner fixed the time of death at around midnight.
Right, what else do you want?
Something doesn't fit.
The boy's entire story is flimsy. Alright, he says he went to the movies. That's a little ridiculous, isn't it? He kind of remembered what picture he saw.
Right, you're absolutely right.
The boy didn't even have any tickets though.
We need to ticket stuff at the movies.
I think that's fair enough.
I guess, but the cashier didn't even remember.
Oh, and the ticket taker, they didn't remember me either.
Look, what about the woman across the street? If her testimony doesn't prove it, nothing else does.
That's why she saw the kid pinch you. Let's go in order.
Just a minute. Here's a woman who's lying in bed, can't sleep. It's hot, you know? Anyways, she wakes up. She looks out the window and across the street, she sees the boy stick the knife into his father.
But how can she really be sure she saw the boy kill the father when she saw through the windows of a passing L train?
She's known the kid all his life. His window is right opposite hers, across the L tracks. And she swore to it.
I already just read it.
Okay, and they prove that you can look through the windows of a moving L train at night and see what's happening on the other side. They proved it.
Weren't you just telling us a minute or two ago that you can't trust them, that we can't believe them?
So,
All right, well let me ask you this. The woman who testified she saw the killing, how come you believed her? She's one of them too, isn't she?
you're a pretty smart lady.
Hey, take it easy!
Alright, come on. Sit down. Come on. What are you letting her get you all upset for like that? Relax.
Alright, everyone. We did take us out to the woman's room and we did look through the windows of the passing L train, didn't we?
Yes, yeah, I did.
And weren't you able to see what happened on the other side?
I didn't see as well as they said I would see. But I did see what happened.
You see? Do you see?
Let's calm down now. It's your turn.
I'll pass it.
It's your privilege. How about you?
I don't know. I started to be convinced, with the testimony from the people across the hall. Didn't they say something about an argument between the father and the boy around 7 o'clock? I can't be wrong.
I think it was 8 o'clock, not 7. That's right, 8 o'clock.
They heard, the boy get hit by his father twice and then saw the boy walk angrily out the house.
Right.
What exactly does that mean?
Well, it doesn't exactly prove anything. It's just a part of the picture. I never said it proved anything.
Anything else?
No.
Look, I think everything's been said already. We can talk about this all day. I think we're wasting our time.
I don't.
Neither do I. Go on.
Look at the boy's record. He was arrested for mugging. He stole a car. I think he stabbed someone in the arm.
Yeah, I think he did.
And he was sent to reform school at age 15 for knife fighting.
Yeah, he was sent to reform school for stabbing someone.
Now that's a very fine boy.
Okay, so ever since he was 5 years old, his father beat him up regularly. He used fists.
I would on a kid like that.
You're right. Kids, the way they are, they don't listen. I've got a kid. He was 8 years old, he ran away from a fight. I saw him. I was so ashamed. I told him right out, I'm going to make you a man out of you. I'm going to bust you into little pieces trying. When he was 15, he hit me right in the face. He's big, Fucking kid. I haven't seen him in 3 years. I hate tough kids. You work your heart out to try and... Well, let's get on with it, come on.
Alright. We're missing the point here. Let's say this kid, he's a product of a filthy neighborhood or a broken home. We can't change that. All right, we're not here to go into the little details about why slums are breeding grounds for criminals. They are. You know it, and so do I. Children who come out of slum backgrounds are potential menaces to society.
You said it there. I don't want any part of them. Believe me.
I've lived in a slum all my life.
Okay, now just wait.
No. I put in a backyard full of garbage. Maybe it still smells on me.
No, let's be reasonable. There's no.
No. There is something personal.
All right, come on. What do you mean you now? Let's not be so sensitive.
I can understand the sensitivity. Now let's stop the bickering. We're wasting time. Thank you. It's your turn.
Alright. I had a peculiar feeling about this trial. Somehow I felt that the defense counsel never really conducted a thorough cross-examination. Too many questions were left unasked.
Alright. Yeah, well, it doesn't change my opinion about the ghost of the boy. Yeah, the defense counsel was bad.
So,
This is the point.
what about the facts?
So many questions were left unanswered.
What about the questions that were answered? For instance, let's talk about that cute little switch knife. You know, the one that the fine, bright boy admitted buying.
Alright, let's bring it in. Let's see it again. I'd like to see it this morning.
I don't see why you have to look at it again. We all know what it looks like. What do you think?
Well, she has a right to see exhibits and evidence. This knife, it's a pretty strong piece of evidence, don't you think?
I do.
Alright. Let's get the sequence of events right as they relate to the knife.
So the boy admits going out of his house at around 8 o'clock after his father slapped him.
Or lunchtime.
Well punched.
Yeah.
Next, the boy went to the neighborhood store and bought the switch knife. The circuit was
I
arrested.
can all admit, it's an unusual knife. It's pretty hard to forget something like that.
Yeah. The circuit was arrested the following day when he admitted selling it to the boy. And he identified the knife as the only one of its kind he had in stock. Now, why did the boy get it?
For his friend, he said.
I don't know how it's so far.
Right.
I bet he's right. Now, I want you to listen to this man. He knows what he's talking about.
Thank you. Next, the boy claims that on his way out, the knife must have fallen through a hole in his coat pocket. That he never saw it again. Now, there's a story everyone clicks out to what happened. The boy took the knife home, then a few hours later stabbed his own father with it, and even remembered to wipe away all the fingerprints. Everyone connected with the case identified this knife. Now you're trying to tell me someone saw this knife on the street, picked it up, went to the boy's house, and stabbed his own father with it just so he could use it?
No. I'm saying that the boy lost the knife. Someone else with a similar knife killed the father. It's possible.
Look at this knife, alright? It's a very strange knife. I've never seen one like it before, ever in my life. And neither had the sort who sold it to him. Aren't you trying to make us accept a pretty incredible coincidence?
I'm not trying to make anyone accept it. I'm just saying it's possible.
And I'm saying it's not possible.
What is that?
Let's be quiet.
Where'd you get it?
I got a little junk around the front of the boy's house. It cost me $2.
Now you listen to me.
I'm listening.
You've proven you've pulled a real smart trick here. You've proven absolute zero. Maybe there are 10 knives like this. So what?
Did it off?
The boy lied and you know it!
Maybe he didn't lie. Maybe he did go to the movies and maybe he did lose a knife. Maybe the reason the cashier didn't see him was because he was too ashamed to say so that he sneaked into the movies. Tell me, was there anyone here who didn't sneak into the movies once or twice when they were young?
Really? Not even once?
We didn't have the movies.
Oh.
Okay, he may have not gone to the movies. He may have lied. Do you think he lied?
That's a stupid question. Of course. He lied.
What about you?
You don't have to ask me that. You know my answer. He lied.
Do you think he lied?
I don't know. Now, wait a second. What are you? The boy's lawyer? Look, listen, there's still 11 of us who think he's guilty. If you want to be stubborn and hang this jury, then we try it again with 12 other men, sure as he's born. You're following that. about it. We could be here all night.
It's only one night. A man may die.
Oh, now come
You're
on.
right. I think we ought to get on with it now.
Yeah, let's get going here.
How do you like this one?
Well, what do you say? You're the one holding up this show.
I have a doubt in my mind.
Obviously, you don't think the boy's guilty.
Again, I have a doubt in my mind.
But you haven't really presented anything to us that makes it possible for us to understand your doubt. Alright? There's the man downstairs. He heard the boy shriek it out.
And the woman across the L tracks, she saw it.
And we know he bought a subscription at the night, but we don't know where he went and what at the movies.
Earlier that night, the king and his father did have a fight.
Yeah, and he's been a violent kid all the way. But while that doesn't prove anything,
Still, you know.
I've got a proposition to make. I want you 11 jurors to vote by secret ballot. I'll abstain. If there are still 11 votes for guilty, I won't stand alone. We're taking the guilty verdict now.
Sounds reasonable. Does everyone agree?
Yeah.
I certainly am.
Let's go. This is nice. Seems good.
Come on.
Come on, speak up. Is that everyone? Guilty. 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 Guilty.
6. That's 6.
Please. 6 guilty. 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 Not guilty. Guilty.
Well, how do you like that? All right, who was it? I think we have a right to know.
Alright. Who was it? Which idiot changed their vote?
Is that the way to talk about a man's life?
Whose life are you talking about? The life of a dead man or the life of a murderer?
I want to know who.
So do I.
Excuse me, this was a secret ballot.
And no one looked past me, did it? But now I want to know.
A secret ballot. We agreed on that point, no? If the people want it to remain secret.
There are no secrets in here. I know who it was. What's the matter with you? You come in here voting guilty, then the slick preacher starts to tear your heart out with stories about a poor little kid who just can't help becoming a killer. And you change your vote. That isn't the most
Now hold it.
I agree with you, the boy's guilty, but let's be fair.
Hold it. Be fair. That's just what I'm saying. There's a guilty man we're trying to put in the chair where he belongs, and all of a sudden we're paying attention to fairy tales.
I think we ought to keep this organized.
Alright, it isn't organized. Let's be civilized.
Please, I would like to say something here. I've always thought when a man had the right and was entitled to have an unpopular opinion in this country. This is one of the reasons why I came here. I wanted to have the right to disagree.
Do you disagree with us?
Usually I would. In this one case, I agree. But the point I wish to make is that I'm ashamed to say that in my own country.
Okay. What do we have to listen to? The whole history of your country?
Alright, it's wise to bear in mind what has happened in other countries when we aren't allowed to disagree, but, we are. So let's stick to the subject.
Yes, let's stick to the subject. I'd like to know why you changed your vote.
I would too. You haven't told us yet.
Why do you think I did change my vote?
Because I do. Now get on with it.
There's nothing for her to tell you. She didn't change her vote. I did. I was gonna tell you, but you were just so sure of yourself.
Sorry. Okay, now.
Maybe you'd like to know why.
Yeah, let me tell you why. The kids are
Hey,
murdering.
the woman wants to speak.
This woman chooses not to stand alone against us. That's her right. It takes a great deal of courage to stand alone, even if you believe in something very strong She left the verdict up to us. She gambled for support, and I gave it to her. I want to hear more. The vote is 10-2.
That's fine. If the speech is over, let's go on.
If there was anything in the kid's paper, I wrote about it.
I don't see what it is.
Neither do I. They're clutching straws.
It's hard, you know.
Yes, yeah. Well, it's that one drill that's going out. You know, tripping on it fashion.
I guess so.
One bill passed yet to back up a not guilty verdict.
Wonder why.
Me too, yeah. And, you know, what does a guilty non-reasonable doubt really even mean?
Well, what's a reasonable doubt?
Exactly. You know, when a life is at stake, what is a reasonable doubt? You got to draw the line somewhere. Law and order. Otherwise, you know, everyone just starts acting.
Well, there's not much doubt here, but I see.
You know, two people think so. I wonder why. I really wonder why.
Well, you do hear stories about men and women who have been sent to jail, even died. And then years later, things just clear up.
Yeah, but on the other hand, you know, some killers, they get turned loose and they go and do it again. They squeeze out some technicality, they do it again.
Now we've cooled off a bit, I was a little excited a minute ago. You know how it is. I need to get nasty, not personal.
Okay. Well, now, supposing you ask me this. If the boy gets killed, who did?
As far as I know, I'm supposed to decide whether the boy and I was guilty. I'm not concerned with anyone else's motives.
Well, if the boy would have to go too. Who else would?
The kid's father was called and father was his. I mean, no grudge.
It is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
Everyone's a lawyer. Supposing you explain to us what our reasonable doubts are.
This is not easy. So far. It's only a feeling that I have. A feeling? A feeling. Perhaps you don't understand.
No, I don't.
A feeling? Oh, what are we going to be spending the night talking about feelings? What about the facts?
You said a mouthful. Look, the old man downstairs, he heard the boy yell out, "I'm going to kill you." A second later, he heard a body falling. And then he saw the kid run out of the house 15 seconds after that.
Where's the reasonable doubt in that?
That's right. And let's not forget the woman across the street. She looked into the open window and saw the boy stab his father. She saw it.
If that's not enough for you,
It's
I...
not enough for me.
What is enough for you? Alright, I'd like to know.
How'd you like her? It's like talking to a dead phone.
Alright, so the track is straight in front of the window, right? Let's take that point. All trains, they make a low, rumbling noise.
Yeah.
The train
Right.
had 5 cars.
I'm sorry, the train had 5 cars, right? And the woman, you know, she said she saw the windows of the last 2 cars.
That's right. What do you have to say against it?
Something does not fit.
Well, stands to reason.
Supposing that you think about it. Let's play some tic-tac-toe. Might as well try and pass the time
This
somehow.
isn't a game.
Oh, wait a
See, look,
second.
this is a man's life here. You're playing games.
Who do you think you are? You know, I've got the mind to walk around this table and belt you one day.
Please.
I don't want any fights in here.
Did you see her? The nerve, the absolute nerve of her.
All right. Forget it. It doesn't mean anything.
This isn't a game. Who does she think she is?
Sit down.
Were you talking about elevated trains?
Yes, it will.
So,
Alright. How long does it take for an L train to pass a given point at top speed?
what does that got to do with anything?
How long would it take? Yes.
Don't have the slightest of ideas.
I don't think they mentioned it.
What do you think?
10, 12 seconds maybe.
I'd say that was fair, yes. Anyone else?
I think about 10 seconds perhaps.
About
Alright, yeah, we're agreed. 10 seconds. What do you get?
This. See, an L chain takes 10 seconds to pass a given point, right? That given point is the window of the room in which the killing took place. You can almost reach out of the window and touch the L, can't you?
That's right. I tried it.
So?
Who here lives next to the tracks?
I live here.
They make a lot of noise, don't they?
Yeah.
When the L is going by and your window is open, the noise is unbearable. You can barely hear yourself think.
Okay? You can barely hear yourself think. Get on with it.
See, the old man downstairs, he heard the boys say,
Wait,
I'm
he
gonna
didn't
kill
say
you.
it. He screamed it.
The old man downstairs heard the boy scream, I'm gonna kill you, and then 1 second later he heard the body fall. 1 second. That's the testimony, right?
Right.
The woman across the street saw the boy kill the father to the last 2 cars of the train, right?
Right.
So?
The last 2 cars. The last 2 cars.
What are you giving us here?
An L train takes 10 seconds to pass a given point, or 2 seconds per car. That L had been going by the old man's window for at least 6 seconds, maybe more, before the body fell, according to the woman. So the old man would have had to hear the boy scream, I'm going to kill you, while the front of the L was roaring past his nose. Do you think it's possible he could have heard it?
What do you mean? Sure it's possible.
With an L train going by.
He said he yelled it out.
An L train makes a lot of noise.
It's enough for me.
It's enough for me
I
too.
don't think you could have heard it.
What are you people trying to say? Are you calling me old man a liar?
Something doesn't fit.
Yeah, well, it does make sense.
You're crazy. What? Why would the old man lie? What's he got to gain?
Attention. Maybe.
You keep coming up with these bright sayings. Why don't you send one into the newspapers? They give $2.
What does that have to do with anything? Why might the old man have lied? He had a right to be heard.
It's just that I've looked at it for a very long time. The ceiling in his jacket split on his arm. Did you notice that? He's a very old man with a torn jacket, carried 2 kids. I think I know him better than anyone here. This is a quiet, frightened, insignificant man who's been nothing all his life. He never had recognition, his name in the newspaper. Nobody knows him after 75 years. This is a very sad day. A man like this needs to be recognized, to be listened to and questioned and quoted just once. This is very important.
So you're trying to tell us that he would lie about a thing like that just so what? He could be important?
No. He wouldn't really lie, but perhaps he'd make himself believe that he's telling the truth, that he actually heard those words and recognized that boy's face.
Wow. That's the most fantastic story I've ever heard of. How do you make up things?
I'm not making it up.
You must be. People don't make things up like that.
I speak from experience.
What do you know about it?
I am insane.
Alright, I think we all understand.
If you want to admit you're a liar, you know, that's okay by me.
Now that's too much.
She's a liar. She just told us
She
so.
was not saying she was a liar, she was explaining.
Didn't you just admit you're a liar?
She was explaining the circumstances so that we can understand what the old man might have lied. There's a difference.
A liar is a liar. That's all there is to it.
Have some compassion.
Please, we have our job and our duty here.
I think they've covered it.
Hope you're up.
Is there anything else?
I was wondering if anybody wanted a cough drop. They've been taking up space in my bag. Fish this thing up. No, it's fine. No, it's fine.
We're wasting time.
Cough drop on. Cough drop on with
Take one.
it. Sit back down.
Okay, so I think we've made it clear that the old man could not have heard the boy scream. I'm gonna kill you.
Well, I disagree.
Well, you know, let's hear it anyways.
Okay, but supposing the old man really did hear the boy scream, I'm gonna kill you. This phrase, how many times a week should you use it? probably hundreds, right? If you do that once more, Junior, I'm gonna murder you, or come on, Rocky, kill him. We use this phrase every single day. But that doesn't really mean we're gonna kill someone, does it?
But the circumstances alter that.
I mean, the man was literally murdered.
Exactly.
One thing more. The phrase was, I'm going to kill you. And the kid yelled it out the top of his lungs.
That's the way I understand it.
So don't try and make me believe that the kid did it either. Anyone says that, the way he said it, they mean it.
And how? Maybe not.
Alright, well let me ask you this. Do you really think the boy would shout out a thing like that so that the whole neighborhood could hear him? I don't think so. He's much too bright for that.
Right? He's a common ignorant slob. He don't even speak good English.
He doesn't even speak good.
Alright, but the boy's bright enough.
I'd like to change my vote, Miss Foreman, to not guilty.
Wow.
Yes, I'm sure.
Alright, the vote is 9-3 in favor of guilty.
How did she change it?
I think there's a doubt.
Where? What is this doubt?
Well, there's the knife.
She talked him into believing a fairy tale.
Go on. Give us reasons.
Well, there's the old man too. Maybe he didn't like this, maybe he did. Maybe the old man didn't like the boy. I believe that there is a doubt.
And what are you basing it on? Stories and this that we made up? She ought to write for Detective Monthly. She'd make a fortune. Look, the boy had a lawyer. Why did the lawyer go to these movies?
Lawyers can't think of everything.
Oh, brother, you pull stories out of thin air, and I was supposed to believe the man didn't see the boy, beat it downstairs 15 seconds after the kill.
That's the way I understand it.
And the old man lied so he could what? Be important?
Wait, did the old man say he ran to the door?
Ran and walked, same thing. He got there, didn't he?
Okay, well, I remember this clearly, but I don't see how he could have ran.
He said he went. Yeah, I remember now. He went from his bedroom to the door. That's enough, isn't it?
Where was his bedroom again?
Down the hall somewhere.
Down the hall. Are we to send the man off to die because it's down the hall somewhere?
I thought you remembered everything. Don't you remember that?
No, I don't.
And neither does I.
I'd like to take a look at the diagram of the apartment, please.
Why don't we have him on the trial so you can get everything straight?
The bedroom's down the hall. Do you know? Do you know exactly where it is? Please, see, a man's life is at stake here. Do you know?
Well,
Miss Foreman.
I heard you.
Alright. What's this one for? How come you're the only one in the room that always wants to see his exhibits?
I want to see him too.
And I want to stop wasting time.
Are we going to start waiting for all this nonsense about where the body was found?
We're not. I'm going to figure out how an old man who's had 2 strokes in the past 3 years and walks with a pair of planes to get to this front door in 15 seconds.
He said 20 seconds.
Actually, he said 15.
How can you judge that kind of thing?
He said 15, and he was very positive about it.
He was an old man, you saw that. He was confused half the time. How could he be positive about anything? Well, you know.
No, I don't know. Maybe you do.
Yeah, that's what you wanted?
Yeah, that's right, thank you.
It's my job.
you want this? All right. Well, if you don't mind, can you do me a favor and look me over almost over?
I looked at that diagram for over 2 hours. Enough is enough.
Well, some of us are anxious. Better than that.
Alright, this right here is the diagram of the apartment in which the killing took place. The old man's apartment is directly beneath it and exactly the same. Here are the tracks: the bedroom, living room, kitchen, bathroom, hallway, bedroom door, front door, and here are the steps to the apartment. The old man says he was here in this bedroom. He says he got up, opened his bedroom door, walked down the hall, and opened his front door just in time to see the boy racing down the stairs. Do you think this is possible?
You know it's possible.
I don't see why.
He would have been in a hurry. After all, he didn't hear the scream.
The old man says he was in this bedroom, right? It's 12 feet from his bed to his bedroom door. And the The hall is 43 feet and 6 inches. He says he got up, walked 12 feet to the bedroom door, opened it, walked 43 feet down the hall, and opened his front door. Do you think this is possible? Okay.
I think it's possible.
Of course.
Yeah.
You can only look.
You can only walk very slowly. They had to help him into the witness chair.
You make it sound like a long walk. It's not.
For an old man with a pair of canes, it is a long walk.
What are you doing?
I just paced off 12 feet, the length of his bedroom door. Bedroom.
You're crazy, you know. You can't recreate a thing like that.
Let her do it.
Perhaps if we can see this is an important point.
You know, I don't see any harm in it. It's foolish, but I'll let her go.
Thank you. And me check, please. That right there, where the dial is, that's the bedroom door. How far away would you say it is from the door of this room to the bedroom door?
I'd say about 20 feet.
20 feet is close enough.
20 feet, yes.
Okay, so from here to the door and back is 40 feet. That's less than the length of the hall the old man had to move through. Would you say that?
A few feet, maybe.
Look, this is absolutely insane. What makes you think you can do this?
We can't stop her.
Do you mind if I try it? According to you, it will only take 15 seconds. You can spend. Who here's got a watch with a second hand? I have one. Okay, when you want me to start, stamp your feet. That'll make the body fall in.
Okay, I need from there.
Let's say he keeps his canes at the bedside, right?
Here.
Yeah, right?
I'm ready.
I'm waiting for the man to get 6 feet. Speed it up. He walks twice as fast as that.
And this, I think, is twice is even faster than the old man walked into the courtroom.
No, it isn't.
If you want me to go faster, I will.
Alright, so speed it up a little.
Stop. Right. What's the pattern?
5, 30, 35, 39 seconds.
That's I can't think.
39 seconds.
39.
Well, that's interesting.
What do you think of that?
39 seconds. 39.
The old cripple swore on his oath that it was 15.
She may have a little bit off than the old couple moved that. 24 seconds off. Oh, now you know.
Far be it from you to call anyone a liar, even allowing for quite a difference in speed between the old man and you. While there's still
Quite a discrepancy.
See, it's my guess that the old man was trying to get to the front door, heard someone racing down the stairs, and assumed that it was the boy.
I think that's possible.
Assumed. Now listen to me, you people. I've seen all kinds of dishonesty in my day, but this display takes the cake.
What dishonesty?
Tell her! You quit here with your heart bleeding all over the floor about slum kids and injustice. You make up these wild stories and you have some soft-hearted old ladies listening to you. Well, I'm not. I'm getting real sick of you. What's the matter with you people? This kid is guilty. He's got to burn and we're letting him slip through our fingers.
Our fingers. I use executioner.
I'm one of them.
Perhaps you'd like to pull the switch.
This kid. You pal like to pull the switch.
Oh, I'm sorry for you.
Stop.
It must be like to want to pull the switch.
Shut up.
Just say this.
Shut up!
You want to see this boy die because you personally want it, not because of the facts. You're a beast. You disgust me.
Shut up!
Hey! Stay back! Stay back!
You don't really mean you kill me, do you?
Is everything all right here? I thought I heard some noise. No, there's nothing wrong. You can take that back. We'll finish it.
Well, what you looking at?
I don't see any need for arguing like this.
Nor do I. We have the responsibility. This is the remarkable thing about democracy, that we are notified.
Notify.
That we are notified qualified by mail to come down to this place and decide on the guilt or innocence of a man we have not known before. This is one of the reasons why we are strong. We should not make it a personal thing.
Thank you very much.
Why do you think?
Well, you forget. It's good to be reminded.
Alright, we're gonna be civilized about this.
Well, we're still nowhere.
No, we're somewhere. Getting there, maybe.
Maybe.
So who's got an idea?
I think we should start from another vote. This foreman.
Start with me. Anybody who doesn't want to vote?
I want an open ballot this time. Let's call out our votes. I want to know who stands where.
Start with me. Anybody object?
No.
I'll call for your numbers. I vote guilty. 2,
No.
3,
Guilty.
4,
Guilty.
5,
Not guilty.
6,
Not guilty.
7,
Guilty.
8,
Not guilty.
9,
Not guilty.
10,
Guilty.
11,
Not guilty.
12.
Guilty.
That's 6 to 6.
I'll tell you something. The real crime being committed right here in this room.
The vote is 6 to 6.
I'm ready to walk into court right now and declare a jury. There is no point in this going on anymore.
You know what? I'd like to know why you've changed your mind. You know, and you, why you've changed your mind. And you. You know, there are 6 people in this room who think a murder is being turned loose. Emotion won't do. Why?
It would seem that the old man did not see the boy run downstairs. And even if he did hear the boy scream, "I'm going to kill you," old men dream. I do not think that it's likely that the old man heard the boy scream that he was going to kill. And even if he did, we have the authority of this man to prove otherwise. Maybe he didn't mean that he was really going to kill.
Why don't we take it to the judge when we can have his chances with 12 other guys?
6 to 6. I don't think we'll ever agree.
It's got to be unanimous. And we're never going to convince her.
So first I was alone. Now 5 others if you did it now.
You'll never convince me there's a doubt. Because I know there is no doubt.
I'll tell you what, we are a hung jury. Because it happens sometimes.
It's not gonna be a hunter.
Huh? We are right now? A perfect now? Why don't we take it to the judge?
And if there is a reasonable doubt, I don't see it.
The doubt is safe in my mind.
Maybe we should vote.
What do you mean,
Not
vote?
again.
Still, I want to know. Vote on what?
Aren't we a hung jury?
You mean we will, yes, we are hunting, no, we are not hunting.
That's just us.
We can't even agree about whether or not a window should be open.
Let's make it majority vote. Majority votes.
So if 7 or more votes vote yes, that we are a hung jury, then we take it to the judge. Tell them that we're a hung jury.
Right. And if 7 or more of us vote no, then we aren't a hung jury and we go undiscussed.
Doesn't seem quite right to me.
It's the only solution.
Anything to end this.
Alright, are we agreed then? 7 or more of us vote yes and we take it into the judge?
Let's call out our votes.
Alright, I vote yes, we're a hung jury. 2,
No.
3,
Yes.
4,
Yes.
5,
No.
6,
No.
7,
Yes.
8,
No.
9,
No.
10,
Yes.
11,
No.
12.
Yes.
Oh, no, it is 6 to 6.
Can't even get the majority to decide whether or not we're a hung jury.
Alright, I'm sorry. I went along with the majority vote on this question. I didn't agree with it then, and I still don't agree with it now. So I'm changing my vote, alright? I say no, we are not a hung jury. There's some things that I want to find out from those people that have changed their minds.
Then we aren't a hung jury, so we go on.
Good, you go on.
Alright, why did you change it?
Well, she just seems so sure, and she has made a number of good points. But he just gets mad, and he insults everybody.
Alright, so does the anger and insult of a juror change the guilt of the boy? He did do it. Are you gonna turn a murderer loose in the streets just because a juror gets mad when he thinks a murderer is being turned loose?
It's true.
There is a doubt.
I can see. Alright, the track is straight in front of the window. Let's take that point. So, L trains, they make a low rumbling noise when they move. And they screech when they go around the corners. So the old man could have heard a scream, which is high pitched. Alright, yeah. I
And we have been more tournaments, so that's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, you could have heard it. Because of the thin walls and tenement.
Exactly.
And what's the old man's wrong? Wrong about the time.
Oh, and what if the old man was wrong about the time it took him to get to the door, but right about whom he saw? You know? Please remember that there weren't any fingerprints on the knife, and it is censorship. I've seen one like that.
Why don't we time this one to sit?
And just what are we typing?
Yes, let's be exact, please.
Well, what I'm saying is that the old man may have been wrong about the time it took him to get to the door, but, you know, right about whom he saw running down the stairs. It may have taken the murder 30 seconds to, you know, get out a handkerchief, wipe away all the fingerprints, run down the hall, and then down the stairs, where the old man saw him.
Yeah, this is right.
So we reconstructed the old man getting out of bed and going down and going to the door, and we timed that. Now we reconstruct the actual crime.
As well as we can reconstruct it.
I'd say a killer could take 30 to 40 seconds pretty easily at that point.
Alright, let's reconstruct the killing.
Yeah. You do this. No, I'll do it. Why don't you be the one that gets started? You're good at I am, and remember, take 1 second to fall. Good.
Well, there's another point we may bring out. You know, whoever is, you know, angry enough to murder someone, you know, would also look at their victim a second or two. Oh, sorry. You know, I forgot to add that point, you know, adding to what you said. The murder was found, the victim was found on his right side.
Yeah. So remember to do that, okay? Roll on your right side.
Hey, oh, wait a minute, sorry. You fell and landed on the right side. That's it. Oh. Stabbing someone isn't like shooting them. Even when it's right in the heart, you know, he would have worked on the floor, lying there, writhing, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good point. He would have had enough oxygen in his system to carry him out 2 or 3 seconds.
He wouldn't probably have cried out.
Or maybe the kid held his mouth.
That seems reasonable.
Oh, there's another point we may bring out. And I'll talk to the other two. Anyone who is clear enough mentally to wipe away all the fingerprints is also clear enough mentally to look around the apartment, or room, in this case. You know, should only take a second or two, but I think should still happen.
Yeah, this gets better and better.
Thank you very much. No one talks about murder. No one talks about quality when murder is involved, so that's...
About this on the fingerprints. The kid wiped the fingerprints off the knife. Well, what about the doorknobs? If I saw a man come into my home, a man that hated me, and if he was wiping the doorknobs as he came in, it would give me an uneasy feeling.
Wow.
So, the doorknobs must have been wiped after the killing, and this too would take some time.
Okay, you time the last one. Why don't you time this one too?
All right.
Just, you know, yeah, stop your foot when you want me to start.
Okay. Just gotta wait for the hand to get to 60.
Alright. I'm gonna kill you. Right. Both doorknobs. Alright, stop.
20, 25, 29, 29 and a half seconds. Yes.
And whoever did murder the girl, and I think it was the kid, would still have had to run down the hall, and down the stairs, at least 1 flight of stairs.
You see?
Yeah. So, you know, the old man may have been wrong about the time it took him to get to the door, but frankly, in view of this, I think it's quite reasonable to assume that, you know, the murderer was the one running down the stairs.
So now both time sequences check. The one that you did and the one that we did. With the running downstairs and everything, times pretty much check out.
So the old story of the old man may well be true.
Except for the fact that he absolutely swore on an oath that it was only 15 seconds.
And we seem to all agree that it was 2025 and 40 seconds.
See, you're now admitting that the old man lied in one case and told the truth in the other. I admit that this does tend to confirm the story of the old man, but now he's a proven liar. This is by your own demonstration.
It may be true that the old man does lie in court, but I think I'm going to change my vote once more. for him and I feel guilty.
Okay, well, what about you? What do you think now?
I don't know what I think. Look, at first I felt guilty, and then I swung back to not guilty, but I think guilty.
Okay, well, what about you?
No. I'm now real dumb. Real dumb.
I say guilty. I was right the first time.
This is sure turning a sour situation sweet.
Yeah, stuff makes sense in here.
Seems to be about 9 guilty to 3 not guilty.
One more thing about apartment buildings. How many of you live in them?
I don't know what you're thinking, but I know what I'm thinking.
And what's that?
I do not live in a tiny room, but it is close, and there is just enough light at the end of the hallway so you can see the step. No, the light bulbs are so small. And this murder took place in a tenement. Remember how we stumbled on the steps?
The officers were using big bulbs. One even had a flashlight, remember?
An old man who misjudged the time by 20 seconds. On this we all agree. The old man looked down the dark hallway and recognized a running figure.
He was 100% wrong about the time it took. It took twice as long.
Then could not the old man be 100% wrong in who he saw?
Exactly.
You're making up out of thin air. That's the most idiotic thing I've ever heard of.
Let's just be honest, we're a hung jury.
Do you truly feel there's no room for reasonable doubt?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I beg your pardon, but maybe you don't understand the term reasonable doubt.
What do you mean? I don't understand the term reasonable doubt. How do you run this down? She comes in here, running for her life, and then all of a sudden she's telling us how to run the show? The arrogance of her!
Alright, no one here is asking you where anyone came from.
I was born right here.
Or where your father came from.
Maybe it would have hurt us to take a few tips from people who come learn. Maybe they learned something we don't know. We're not so perfect.
Please. I'm used to this. It's alright.
No, it's not all of it.
Hey, I apologize. Is that what you wanted?
Yeah, that's what I want.
All right, stop the arguing. Who's got something constructive to say?
Well, if I may, there has been something that's been bothering me. It's about the stab wound, down the middle of it, you know?
Please don't tell me we started with this again. They went over it and over it in court.
Oh, I know. I don't go along with it. You see, the boy, he's 5'8", his father, 6'2". That is a difference of 6 inches. Don't you think it's awkward to just stab down and just be half foot taller than him?
You're not going to be satisfied until you see it again. So I'm going to give you a demonstration. Someone get up. Anyone. Alright. Now I want you to watch closely. I don't want to have to do this again. Is this 6 inches?
That's more than 6 inches.
Let it be more. Right.
It's not funny.
What's the matter with you?
Alright, calm down now. No one's hurt, are they? There you go. Take a look at it. There's your angle, down and in. That's how I do it. That's how I kill a man that's taller than me, and that's how it was done. Take a look at it and tell me I'm wrong.
Down. Down and in. I guess there's no argument.
Did you ever stop on that?
Of course not.
Then did you?
Be silly.
Did you?
No, I didn't.
Then where did you get all your information about how it's done?
What do you mean it's just common sense?
Have you ever seen a knife fight?
No.
Okay. Well, the boy was an experienced knife fighter. He was even sent to a reform school for knifing someone. Isn't that so?
That's right.
Well, let me ask you this. Doesn't it seem like an awkward position to handle a knife?
What are you asking me for?
Wait a minute. Give me that knife.
Have you ever seen a knife fight?
Yes, I have.
In movies?
No. In my own backyard, in the lot across my street, too many of them. Switch knives came with the neighborhood I lived in. Funny I didn't think of it before. I guess you try and forget that stuff. Anyways, anyone who's ever used a switch knife would know not to handle it downwards. That's not how you use a switch knife. You handle it underhand.
Then he couldn't have made the kind of wound that killed his father.
Well, I guess it's conceivable that he could have made the wound, but it's just not likely. Not if he would have had any experience with switch knives, and we know the kid had a lot of experience with them.
I don't believe it.
Neither do I. You're giving us a lot of mumbo jumbo.
Well, I don't know anymore.
What about you?
Listen, I'll tell you all something. I'm a little tired of this whole thing already. We're getting nowhere fast. Why don't we just pack up and go home?
Before we decide to do anything more, I'd like to try and pull this together.
Oh, she does.
We know she is a writer. Let her go ahead.
You want me to type this?
Let's hear her. I'm in advertising. I'm used to the big shots pulling things together. Let's chip up a few shots and see which one can land in the green.
I want you all to look at this logically and consistently.
We are guilty.
I want to know, is the kid smart or is the kid dumb?
What do you mean?
See, this is a kid who has been sent to the reform school for knifing someone. The night of the murder, he bought a knife, a switch knife. It would then take a very stupid kid to go and murder a man, his father, with an instrument that everyone would associate with that kid.
I quite agree, the kid's dumb.
However, if he were dumb, then why did he make a kind of wound that an inexperienced man would make with a knife?
I'm not sure I understand.
To murder someone must take great emotion, great hatred, and at that moment he would handle the knife as best as he could. And a trained knife fighter, which he is, would handle it underhand. However, a man who had not been trained would go overhand. But the kid is being very smart. Everyone knows that he is an experienced knife fighter, so he makes the kind of wound that an amateur would make.
Hey,
That man is a smart man. Smart enough to wipe the fingerprints away. Perhaps even smart enough to wait until an elephant is going by in order to cover up the noise. Now, is the kid smart or is the kid dumb?
Well, the woman from across the L track saw the murder through the windows of the past L train. So someone in that L train could have seen the murder too.
Possibility, but no one did that we know of.
It would take an awfully dumb man to take that chance, committing the murder as the train went by.
Exactly. A dumb man. A very stupid man. A man swept by emotion. He probably heard nothing. He probably didn't even hear the train coming, and whoever did murder the father did it as well as he could.
So?
See, the kid is dumb enough to do everything to associate himself with the switch knife, a switch knife murder. And then a moment after, he is smart. He is smart enough to make a kind of rule that will lead us to suspect someone else. Yet at the same instant, he is dumb enough to do the killing as an L train is going by, and then a moment after, he is smart enough to wipe the fingerprints away. To make this boy guilty, you'd have to say he's dumb from 8 o'clock till about midnight. And then at midnight, he's smart 1 second, then dumb for a few seconds, and then smart once again, and then he becomes stupid. So stupid that he does not think of a good alibi. Now, is the kid smart or is the kid dumb? To say that he's guilty, you have to toss his intelligence like a pancake. I'm telling you, there is doubt, doubt, doubt.
I hadn't thought of that.
And the old man downstairs, on the stand, he swore that it took 15 seconds. He insisted on 15 seconds. Yet we must all agree that it must have been 14.
Does the old man lie half the time, and does he tell the absolute truth the other half the time?
So for the kid to be guilty, he must be stupid, then smart, then stupid, then smart, and so on. And also for the kid to be guilty, the man on the stand downstairs must be a liar half the time. And then the other half of the time, he must tell the truth. You can always be doubted.
So, are you reasonable with that?
I think I wanted more talk about my pattern.
I want to know the vote.
Okay. There's another call for. I guess the quickest way is a show of hands. Anybody object?
No.
Please raise your hands for not guilty. Nine. Okay. Guilty? 3. The vote is 9-3 in favor of acquittal.